Alright everyone, so right now I'm just going to talk real quick about thumbnailing. Thumbnailing is basically what it sounds like. It's drawing little pictures for your animation. So you lay out your animation in thumbnails, so when you go to animate, you're not stuck trying to figure out the actions, or you're not, trying to figure out poses or your different beats when you're animating. So you want to thumbnail at least stick figures if you have to. If you could do a little better than that, that's great. But you just thumbnail a little bit of your animation, and you'll have an easier time animating your cut. So right now I'll just show you like something really quick. I'll use the example of the panda bear that I drew for Manga on a String, and I'm just doing it off the top of my head. So there's no real details to him. There's nothing real special about him. He looks like a black and white panda. Um, so if I get the character's a little off model, it's okay, because when you're animating, you're gonna put the character on model once you do your cleanup and once you get to that stage. So please bear with me. My voice is kind of going. I'm a little sick. I think I might have the flu, but I just want to show you something real quick. And this is another quick lesson. So let's get to it. All right. So when we had our panda bear, um, he was basically just sitting with his hand on his head resting on his hand. And he was sitting down on a stool. So I basically just had his paw just, I don't remember exactly what it was. Might have been a little closer to his face. Let's just erase that. And see, the great thing about thumbnailing is you don't need to be so rigid, and you don't need to be so clean on your drawings. You could just freeform, and you can get your acting somewhat done when you're doing your thumbnails, so you're not getting stuck. So let's say this was one, and you don't really need to uh, number your thumbnails right now. You just want to focus on your acting. So let's say he was like this, and he slowly just fades away, and he goes into this position. So let's try to thumbnail that a little bit. So let's say let's see, maybe I just want to get like down his last position, which would be his other key. And so let's just draw him down here, his head pointing that way, pointing away towards where he was looking before. And I forgot a little line on his face. And of course, if he's sleeping, his eyes will be closed, and in his case, that'll just be indicated by a line, because he really doesn't have pupils. I'm sorry, he doesn't have, uh, yeah, I guess pupils would be the black parts of his eyes. If I'm wrong, if it's the iris, then forgive me. But let's say he falls into this position where his head's resting right down. So he goes from here to here at the end. So those will be our keys. And I'm not going to label them right now, but, just give the indication he's sleeping. So you just want to do like little thumbnails, and you might want to maybe put them in between thumbnails as well. So you just want to, maybe he does a little action Uh, and these are not totally not going to be used entirely, but if you do thumbnails, you get a better understanding of what your animation can be, and you're not struggling. So let's say he just gets a little drowsy. Like I said, I'm not gonna keep this character totally on model right now. Um, maybe this arm starts to raise up. Maybe it does raise up. Maybe he's like stretching or something. And the other arm as well. And when you're also doing thumbnails, you could leave little notes like, for instance, these two arms, if they're raising up at the same timing, let's say they ease out and ease in, and they go fast through the middle position. Let's say this has a middle position, this one doesn't. You might want to, indicate like to yourself or your animator, you know, no twinning of arms, meaning that you don't want this to happen. You maybe want to do an action, he's like this, and maybe his arm drops down, this one goes up, and then his one follows, and he does a little stretch, maybe a little wiggle, and then one arm starts falling down, and the other one follows. You don't want to do this, and then have both arms come down. It seems a little weak, and that's what twinning means. You're doing the same action on two different sides, but you're doing the same action, so you're mirroring the action, which is something you don't want to do. Maybe do at times, but most times when you're animating, you want to, have one arm do one action and the other one does a different action. Same thing with not so much with legs, because the legs are usually just walking, or you're standing, or you're laying down. But if you're laying down and you're kicking your legs, you want to kick them, one at a time, or you could do a stretch, but have do something like that, and have when you follow through, you could have one arm, you know, rest somewhere else, and have the other arm rest somewhere else, kind of like a kung fu push hands. You're moving your arms, but not at the same time. You're not doing the same movement with each arm. Hope that makes any sense. So I'll just indicate no twinning, and see maybe or not if I'm gonna use that later on when I go to animate this character again. And maybe after he stretches, he puts his head down and he's thinking maybe about going to sleep. Maybe his eyes are getting a little droopy. And maybe his arms, start falling down. So, keep going. And, maybe that arm, his left arm, falls, a little slower than his right arm. So, I don't know, I just did that for. And you could indicate, you could indicate different times, different, time charts for each arm if you want, or the head, whatever. Maybe the head does a turn and you want it to turn real slow and very even. The arms are moving, one's moving fast and then easing out, and the other one's easing in and moving fast when it goes out. It's all up to you. This is, you'd want to time this. You want to act it out. You want to do the motions. Do the little stretching. Have one arm fall and then get into your sleep position. You want to time it. You want to act it out. But this is thumbnailing. You're just working out ideas. And I'll just do one more thumbnail. Maybe it'll be in between here and here, and maybe his ears do something interesting. Maybe his ears just flop down like a dog or cat's ears will do, and maybe his nose goes up before he goes down. So you're anticipating his head going down. And maybe he's looking up. Maybe he's looking up. And his right arm starts going into the resting position. Which is badly drawn, but you get the idea, hopefully. So his head goes up, it's anticipating, and then his head goes down to rest, and his arm moves as well. And you can indicate that if you want. It's all up to you. So, you could take these thumbnails and you could put them in an animatic real quick, or a quick action recorder. You could play them back in sequence and they'll probably animate, roughly well, if only these 5 frames. But it just gives you an idea of, what you can do to make animating easier on yourself and or your animator. So, you could leave little notes to yourself if something looks good, something looks weird, or you can put timing charts on different parts of the body. So, you just work it out before you start animating everything. And that's your quick lesson on thumbnails. Hopefully that made some sense, and hope it helps you. All right, thanks.